Hi guys, welcome back to our vegan kitchen. I've got a great recipe for you today. It's for chicken matzo ball soup, or matzo ball soup. They don't usually say chicken matzo ball soup, it's just matzo ball soup. So let's get started with the matzo balls. This is really simple. It's great as a comfort food. It's easy to put together. One specialty ingredient, but we'll get there, and that's this. Potato starch for the vegan version. The regular version, they use eggs. We don't use eggs. So this is the potato starch that's going to hold your matzos together. So let's get this set up with some water. We've got all of the measurements are in the info box, so no worries. But we're going to hydrate our potato starch with a few tablespoons of water. I think I was a little cheap on the first one, so there's a little extra for you. So we're just gonna let that sit and let it get gluey. This is what's gonna be our egg. Wow, that's really starchy, huh?
It is.
That's almost like oobleck. Whoa, freaky. In case you've never seen any, these are matzos. They're basically big saltine crackers without the salt on them. I call them fancy saltines, adult saltines, because they're really big. So I crunched up some in my high-speed blender. I finally used that the way it's supposed to be used because that's the dry cup. So I blended up 1 cup of the Matzo Meal. You can buy Matzo Meal already ground up. I believe it's called Farfel. Comes in a canister, you know, like a cardboard box, like oatmeal. But I got my matzos for free, so I just ground up my own. Alright, so we're going to have to give this some flavor because it does not have a lot of flavor. Typically, matzos are made with something called schmaltz, and schmaltz is chicken fat. So the schmaltz is going to give it the oiliness, and it's also going to give it a little flavor of chicken. We're not going to use actual chicken, so I have something called chicken powder. It's basically this. It's vegan chicken flavored broth base. We're also going to be using this in the soup part instead of bouillon. Alright, so I've got my matzo meal here. I've got my chicken powder, my baking powder, a little bit of dill. I tried to get fresh dill today, but they were all out of it. Everyone was probably making matzo ball soup. Some sea salt. So I'm going to put my dry ingredients in there. I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil.
Throw it around.
How about that? We're also going to be using Seltzer. That's what's going to make it light and fluffy. So let's hope this doesn't go all over the place too. Yeah, like a champ. Alright, so we're going to be using 3/4 of a cup of that. Yeah. And then we're going to put our potato starch in there as well. If we could scoop it out. Whoa, that's serious.
That's weird.
Right? That's so like when you make that cornstarch and water thing.
Is this a slime channel now?
I don't know. So we're going to give this a good stir. Once you get this all combined, this should definitely sit in the refrigerator for about an hour. Don't cheap out on the letting it sit in the refrigerator. That's what's going to make it get nice and firm and keep your balls together when you cook them in the soup. Otherwise, if you don't, you might not get good results. So make sure you do it and let it sit for an hour. Alright guys, while the matzo balls are chilling in the fridge, we're going to make the soup. Again, just a short little spiel about the chicken powder. You can do this with like the Better Than Bouillon vegetable one, but the chicken takes it to a whole nother level because it's chicken soup. So I'm making 1.5 times the recipe today. I usually do 2 times but my pressure cooker is not big enough. I only have a 6-quart. So instead of 12 cups, I'm going to use 9 cups of the chicken stock. This is very, very simple. You can do this on top of the stove too. You don't need a pressure cooker. I would simmer it for about 40 minutes to an hour. The longer, the better. I'm doing this under pressure for 15 minutes. So it's basically just vegetables. We've got celery. So delicious. I had to make this quickly because I was in danger of Maddie eating all of the celery.
So good. That batch is so fresh too.
Baby carrots. I just put them in like this. I don't even make the little bite-sized pieces. I like them like that because I think they look pretty. We've got a yellow onion. We've got a bunch of parsley. Here's some of the parsnips that I was, before I got too lazy to put them on the plate. The rest of them are on the cutting board. And garlic. I gotta put in the rest of those parsnips too. I don't like to chop my garlic in a soup like this. I like to press it because I don't like any big pieces of garlic. I think pulverized is much nicer. And I need a knife to scrape that.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna come off on its own. And here's the rest of the parsnips. Whoops. Run away.
Oh, that smells so good.
Already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, some black pepper to taste. Actually, this is tri-colored pepper or peppercorn medley. I like a lot of pepper. It gives a lot of nice flavor. And they didn't have fresh dill, like I told you at the beginning. So I'm just going to put a little dry dill in there. I'm going to give this a stir with my knife. Because knives are made for stirring.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to take this over to the pressure cooker. Guess what? We're going to go to our old friend poultry. 15 minutes already set. Go. Make sure the top is closed. Alright guys, I just released the pressure on the soup. And these just came out of the fridge. I'm going to use my cookie scoop and scoop out the balls. It's
good.
so simple. I'm just going to scoop all of these out. And I'm going to put them in the pot of soup over here. After you get them out of the scoop, just make sure they're pretty compact, you know, because these are going to flake off. You don't want to disturb them too much once they're in the soup because that's going to make them break apart. You want to keep them as whole as possible. So there's the soup. When I get all the balls scooped out, I'm going to pop these in the soup. Let them simmer for about 20 minutes with the lid on, and then we'll be ready to eat. If you're not going to eat the soup right away, take the balls out and store them separately because they'll break apart if you let them sit too long in the hot liquid. All right, there we go.
That looks beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. I feel like I'm bobbing for apples right now. I don't want
I know.
I want a little bite.
Careful, the matzo might be hot. I just tried the broth. It's pretty good.
It is.
Well, it's been sitting for a couple minutes.
All right, ring-a-ling, here we go.
Yep.
I like that.
Good.
Well, I
Very
wasn't
good.
sure because, like, when I was a kid, we used to have this all the time.
But we had the real thing.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure how it was going to translate, but it's really nice.
We've had vegan before, but we haven't had the chicken broth.
No, and I like this matzo better than the other one. that
Right.
we had.
Right, because I think in the past I used to use flax instead of the potato starch. And I
like
just
this.
discovered people using the potato starch, and I think it works out better.
I really like it.
All right. Well, guys, if she likes it, chances are you might like it too. So make sure you give it a try. It's really,
It's almost got like a buttery taste.
yeah, right?
It's like a butterball.
Thumbs up for Butterballs. And until next time, much love.